Hello and welcome to Talking Tech and Trash with Gino and Toby, the podcast where we talk tech and trash. I'm Gino.
And I'm Toby.
I forgot my line.
That's fine.
And today we're talking about the movie that we're talking about. Turning
On Fire.
Red.
Yeah, On Fire. Turning Red.
Turning
is what we're
Red.
talking about.
Yes. Disney and Pixar's Disney Plus's Turning Red.
Yes.
Toby, I'm going to give them your review.
Well, wait,
in
because
advance.
just so you guys know, this is what we're watching together.
So good at this.
And this is every other week, right? 1 week we do what we're watching together, and then we do Talking Tech and Trash. This week is what we're watching together. We did watch.
Oops.
We did watch Turning Red together with friends.
The wife of our number one fan.
Yep. Who has maybe
someone else.
Is she our number 2 fan and then also our number 3 fan? I think.
Millie is our number 3 fan.
Sorry, number 3 fan. You are bumped to number 4. But right. So what was my review originally?
Toby fell asleep during this movie.
Yeah, I did.
The first time.
In my defense, we watched it at we started at 7:38.
Yeah, 7 regular time.
It's late.
And you're at your house
On a weeknight.
on a weeknight. It was a weeknight.
I wake up at 4:50. You guys, a.m.
That's true.
It's very early.
Toby, so now that Toby had to go back and rewatch it.
I did because it turns out I missed a lot of important things.
Yeah, because you were pretty negative. Like I remember when we first watched it, you're like, and I was like, oh no, it was really good.
Yeah. So upon first watch, just like initial feelings, it felt very just like pow pow pow, like the.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into it because that's not my style of comedy or like entertainment. Like not like the quick cuts, the random cuts. Like I wasn't into that, and I didn't get it the first time around. And it was the story. I just think I wasn't paying attention well enough, and the story was hard for me to care about.
You're like, everything looks so dark. I'm like, yeah, it's because your eyelids. You're looking at your eyelids.
I don't see anything. What is turning red? It's turning black.
Everything's turning black.
What?
All right, let me give everybody a quick rundown. So there's this. It takes place in 2002 in Toronto, which is basically fake New York City. And the main character's name is Maylin Lee.
Yeah. Wow, for not having watched it in a while.
I just watched the beginning of it again.
Oh, that's right.
Very confident, super good at school, like A++ student. She has like a tiger mom who's like very overprotective, super involved, but she like loves her parents, yada, yada, yada. And then at some point she like has a crush on a boy. She has like a very traumatic experience with her mom, like embarrassing her. And then at night she turns into a giant fluffy red panda monster thing. Then it turns out it's like a family trait that every woman in her family for like thousands of years turns into a red panda. So the whole movie's about them, her and her friends, trying to save up for some concert of this boy band, Foursquare. Town. Foursquare. Town.
You guys remember Foursquare?
Which is basically like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, whatever. Which like already wasn't cool by 2002, by the way.
What are you
Maybe
talking
in Toronto.
about?
2002, they were still cool?
Are you crazy?
I thought it was really just the 90s.
No.
I gotta go back and look at the charts.
Because I was old enough to
2002 charts.
be in love with them.
I'm gonna look.
That was middle school, yeah.
Anywho, so it's all about Maylin trying to deal with the panda whilst dealing with her mom, whilst her and her friends try to exploit the panda to like raise money to get to the concert. And then she gets to the concert and her mom turns into a big giant red panda monster. And then they are best friends. And
Sorry.
then
You guys, personally, I hate recaps.
I did a good job.
Sure.
What part was I wrong about? Aside from Foursquare.
I'm not going to say you were wrong, but like, I think we can dive into those, I guess.
Yeah, I think we had 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I think we're done, guys. I think
let us know if this is your
and
favorite
subscribe.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me give. So you mentioned that you don't really like or you didn't like the quick cuts, the like really fast jokes.
Yeah. So
very
why don't
anime inspired?
Why don't we start off with the feel of the film, I guess.
Go okay.
Okay, so it wasn't like your typical like Disney Pixar movie.
Much different kind of comedy than your typical
different
Pixar movie,
comedy, different animation.
Yep.
And I liked the animation. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was cool to watch. But yeah, the pacing was different for me. So why don't you go into why?
So within maybe like 10 or 15 minutes of seeing this movie, I was like, oh, this is like very similar to Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Takes place in Toronto. The animation is very similar, or at least the art style is very similar to like the Scott Pilgrim books. It's about like millennial teen nonsense, which is very.
So for
Scott
people
Pilgrim.
that don't know, because remind me.
Google it if you don't know.
You can Google it.
Oh, I'm not doing your job.
Please, as if you don't love talking about Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim is awesome. It's written and drawn by Brian Lee O'Malley. It's a series of graphic novels. There is 6 of them. I own all of them. I don't know where they are. They're
I've never
great.
seen them.
If you want like what it was like to be a millennial, like that, just read. In 100 years, if you want to know what it's like to be a millennial, read Scott Pilgrim. They did make a movie out of it with
Michael
Cera playing Scott Pilgrim, and Chris Captain America's in it.
Oh, not Chris Klein.
No, why would you say Chris Klein?
Because that's another Chris.
No, Chris.
That's not Captain America.
Chris Captain America. That one. Captain Marvel's in it. There's a lot of Marvel people in there. She plays his ex-girlfriend.
All names have
Brie Larson.
left me. Brie Larson.
So the movie didn't really... I mean, the movie is great. It's directed by Edgar Wright. He does an awesome job. It doesn't really capture, for me, like the style of the books, and it can't because it's live action and the books are, it's a comic. This Pixar movie does a better job at capturing the feel of Scott Pilgrim. Chris Evans. Yes, he plays one of the ex-boyfriends.
We got
in
it.
Scott Pilgrim. So this does a better job of capturing that art style than the actual Scott Pilgrim movie did. So I picked that up within like seconds because I'm so smart.
So smart.
And then I Googled it, and yeah, the director of this movie, who Toby will now look up, the director of Turning Red, she said in an interview that they were heavily inspired by Brian Lee O'Malley and Edgar Wright's versions of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So I was right. But yeah, so if you're into Scott Pilgrim, whether it's the movie or the comics, like it's very similar to that. Very anime inspired, very video game inspired. And if that's just like not something you're used to or not something you're into, I can see someone who's like just into normal Disney stuff and normal Pixar stuff watching this and being like, what is up with all this? It's very weird.
It does have also like anime timing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's very anime.
Yes. So the director is Domi Shi.
Yes.
Yes, it has because Gino's. I used to watch like when I was a kid. I watched Sailor Moon.
Everyone's watched it.
Everybody watched Sailor Moon.
Pokemon.
Right. So the what I mean by anime timing is like there'll be a joke, but there's like pauses. Or it's like a quick cut to something else.
Like I like a lot of like the internal monologue instead of there being like a very long drawn out internal monologue in this movie. The internal monologues are like 0.5 seconds of just her like screaming. Like if something bad happens,
oh yeah,
they'll just cut to her screaming in her head for 0.2 seconds, and then she'll go back to normal.
Right.
I love that kind of stuff.
The beginning though is like her whole intro is internal monologue.
Yep.
But she's talking to people. So and like, it just. The second time around, I appreciated it more, and I think I was paying attention better. So I liked it better this time. When I watched it this morning, it was better.
You did mention, Toby, that you had the opposite reaction of the first time you watched it, where you fell asleep. Today you said you cried.
I did. We'll get there. Because I
did not cry during, but it's very mother-daughter, so I'm out because I'm not a daughter, nor am I a mother.
So right. So it's like tough.
I'm out.
So here, one of the really great things about this movie, right, is that May has these wonderful friends, and as like a kid, I can tell you how important a friend group is.
I'm going to pause you right there. As a kid who was a girl,
as a guy,
girl, your friends are not that nice when you're in middle school. It's a lot of beating each other up.
I guess so.
A lot of making fun of each other. It's not nice. There's no supportive, nice friends when you're a middle school age boy.
Okay.
So when you're a girl,
a girl, it's like very important. Like my best friend and I. Another shout out to you. And she did watch Turning Red. She did not love it, so maybe she'll have to watch it again. But like it was always the two of us, and then like different groups of friends. Like we just had different groups of friends over the years, but we were always in that group. And you, like, they become your most important people. Like I've had friend groups where we like take the first letter of our name and like put it all together.
Dorks.
Like, but
yeah, it's very much that. I guess you had that as a kid.
Right.
There's a lot of that in this movie.
And so my favorite friend out of there was Abby.
That's which one?
She's the little one? Short. Yep, she was
the Japanese one. Yeah, she's awesome.
So funny. Yeah. Yelled all the time. Thought she was hilarious. So she was my favorite. Just watch it for her. Just like her yelling.
Yeah, she's become big on the internet.
She's hilarious. Yeah. The lines they gave her were great. And so the friend group aspect was adorable. It was kind of a little sad though when she was like, this is different, but right, she turns into a red panda, which we'll get into, but like in order to become a person again, she has to like chill out. And she uses her friend group as that calming force where she just thinks about them and it calms her down because she's like, oh, I'm so safe in my little
like
friend bubble.
Yeah.
One of the weird things.
So it gives her control of the panda.
Right. One of the things that I thought was weird was like her best friend Miriam, like while she was a panda, Miriam like calms her and like caresses her cheek.
She was petting a giant panda.
It's a weird thing to do.
Pet your cat right now. What are you gonna do? Exactly. You touched her face.
Right, but like, this is my cat.
I didn't even notice that. Toby made like a big deal. She's like, it's so weird she touched her face.
It was just like a weird
You don't touch your friend's face?
And like later she put her hand on her shoulder and I was like, okay, like that's a friend touch.
I think that's the only thing she could reach.
I guess so. I was just like, she was like, calm down, May. And I was like, watch that.
But yeah, so one of the interesting things I like about this is that, yeah, so her friends calm her down so much to the point where she can control the panda. She can go into and out of it at will by like thinking about her friends. And she lies to her mom and she's like, Mom, I can control it because of my love for you.
Yes.
I just think about how much I love you. And the mom's like, oh my God.
And right? Like I felt really bad for the mom because she also had a lot of trust in her daughter throughout the whole movie. No, she did okay, let me explain, right? So she believed everything her daughter told her, for the most part.
Her daughter never really lied.
Exactly.
Much.
Her daughter didn't really lie. I'm going to tell you that if people not as a parent, but as a teacher, think about, maybe ask your kid, is this true? And give them space and trust to tell you the truth.
If they turn into a panda or always?
No, just in the sense that, the poor girl felt that she couldn't tell her mom, my friends are great. Also, because the mom, talks smack about her friends.
About her friends, yeah.
Talks about, again, listen, if you want, I think you were telling, if you don't want your child to rebel, maybe don't talk smack.
The more you tell, yeah. So
right.
whatever friend or boyfriend or girlfriend they have, if you tell them you don't like them, they're just going to go and date that person or hang out with those people more.
Right? She talks smack about how odd Miriam is or her weird friend group. I'm like, your daughter's weird. She's gonna have weird friends. Yeah,
right. You raise a weird daughter, she's gonna have weird friends.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know what you want from this.
Not speaking from experience. I guess we should really talk about the mom because that's the main. If there is an antagonist in this movie,
yeah,
it's the mom. So super, super involved in her daughter. It's her only child. They're like a power couple, the mom and the daughter. They're they do everything together.
Yeah.
She the daughter idolizes the mom. She loves the mom.
Right.
But the mom is just so over the top protective, to the point of embarrassment when she, there's a scene of, Maylin, probably what's going to end up being one of the more famous scenes of the movie, where she catches her daughter drawing all of these thirst pictures of the convenience store clerk.
Yeah.
And she thinks it's because the convenience store clerk did stuff to her.
Which is the most ridiculous conclusion to come to because your daughter literally goes to you right after school to help clean the temple that you guys own. When is your daughter doing this?
Right, but she cannot fathom her daughter being anything more than her perfect sweet little baby.
Right. And so now she thinks
can't even think of the idea.
Right. So instead, to protect her, her mind goes, this person has corrupted my daughter.
So they drive straight down the convenience store. She slams this
pictures.
horrible pictures on the table of the convenience store clerk with a merman.
Right,
and then making out and stuff in front of everybody that she knows at school. Then when she turned into the panda for the first time, the mom, who like obviously at this point knows they turn into pandas,
Right.
assumes it's her first period.
Which threw me off because, like, think about it, right? Like, you know this family curse is happening. Your daughter is totally freaking out in the morning, has literally never done
Right,
this
your daughter,
before.
who assumedly has taken a science class at some point and would not be freaking out about.
Right.
That.
About what's happening. And mom assumes that it's her period, as opposed to the fact that she has turned into a giant red panda.
Could be that the mom, because the mom turns into a really, really big panda, that maybe she thought that like she would obviously see it. Like, oh.
Right. Maybe. Or mom. Well, and it was just like very strange. Also, like in another sense, like mom doesn't let her daughter explain what's happening. Like,
no.
Mom, like, railroads whatever her daughter needs.
And takes over the conversation.
Right.
Can't imagine what that feels like.
You can't?
I can't imagine.
Me either.
It's never happened to me.
No, right? No, me either. Waiting for somebody to finish talking.
Anyway, then another great scene is because, again, the mom thinks it's her first period. So the mom keeps like sneaking into the school to like spy on the daughter.
Wait, pause. You said sneaking in. Outside. Go to the main office, woman.
But she doesn't. She's like embarrassed. So like she won't do that.
Yeah, but like, what are you doing?
Also, that's not as entertaining.
I mean, like, there's the entertainment factor, but like, if you want to be a regular mom and your child has forgotten pads, go to the main office, tell the main office, hey, these are for my daughter, give her a cute little pouch, have her go to the main office and get her pads. Like,
go to her classroom, outside the window with glasses on.
Outside the window.
And scream really loud, you forgot your pads.
Also, that security guy, working hard. He gets that home a bunch of times.
I mean, like, she did get like on property though. He like didn't do great. There is that one scene she gets in the building. And I was sitting there like, they have to up their security. The mom just went right to the building.
You guys stop her at the
door. She had pork buns and stuff. She had the
that's right. Yeah, but the security guy was right there. He probably followed her.
After she got into the building, when did she kidnap
he's
someone?
probably following her and she wouldn't stop.
No. Step your game up to her. But this is 2002.
True.
This was back when you could just like walk into schools.
It's true. Our doors used to, our high school, they used to not be locked.
And that was 2007, 2008. We would just leave. Back over. So, and it's also Toronto. Like, what's happening?
I don't know, Canada.
Canada. I mean, they're gonna like break in and apologize. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought the door was locked.
So yeah, the mom, awesomely embarrassing, but like it's like a parent that has forgotten what being embarrassed is like.
That's what it felt like.
Like you forgot what it was like.
Right, and the fact, truly, that after the mom did the convenience store shtick, poor May blamed herself.
It's my fault. Yeah, that's like one of the saddest scenes.
She like yells at herself in the mirror. How could you do that? Like, mom trusted you. You're supposed to be such a good girl. As opposed to like being mad at her mom for overreacting. Like, I would have been
repression in real time.
Yes.
She's like repressing all those thoughts.
Like, I would have been fuming at my mom. Why would you do that?
At 13 though?
Yes.
Yeah.
If my mom embarrassed me like that?
I guess like neither of us had that kind of mom though. Like, my mom made sure I did good in school, but she didn't, like, openly embarrass me in front of people.
I'm trying to think of my most embarrassing moment with my mom.
For me, it was anytime my mom would bring her car anywhere. It was a 1995 Saturn station wagon, and the radiator was so loud you could hear it from down the block.
And that's what got you.
And it was so embarrassing.
Okay.
I used to be so embarrassed by that car.
Your car, though, is going to be super cool with your loud engine.
Oh, no, that'd be really embarrassing.
Yeah, really embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. No.
For me, I don't think so. I think, Dad, if you're listening, I think you're.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Dad, I think what's been embarrassing for me is that, which is adorable that he does this, but he'll go up to people that I graduated with and call me and have them talk to me.
That you're like not even really friends with anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's been years, and my dad's like, I saw this person, and I just thought I should call you and you guys should talk. Like, okay.
Thanks.
Thanks. Hey, what's up? It's been a while.
Haven't seen you since 3rd grade.
Right. I'll see you at the 20-year reunion.
Yeah.
But never have I had that level of embarrassment where like they've embarrassed me in front of a crush. Like, that's never been a thing.
Right. Speaking of repressing her womanly urges, I guess is the nicest way of saying it.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the first movies that shows what I assume to be a realistic depiction of what being a teenage girl is like. Because, like, in terms of like being thirsty for every boy that you see, especially ones in boy bands. And a lot of idiots on the internet are like not happy about that.
That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
That people, and I've been seeing that like people are like, no. That's what, like, I used to write my name with other last names. Like when I was practicing like cursive, like stop.
Like Toby, I know exactly who it is.
I know who you're
exactly
thinking.
who it is. Not my last name, I can tell you that.
It was not your last
Yeah,
name.
nope.
But like, yeah, you have a crush on pretty much everybody. Like most of the people I went to school with, you guys thought you were cute. Don't
for
hit me
me.
up anymore. But like back in the day, we could have gone to Carvel together.
Ooh,
Right?
There's a little turtle. There's a little turtle next to the Carvel.
We could have sat on the turtle together, you guys. My dream.
But for me, it's like, okay, this shows what you claim to be an accurate depiction of being a teenage girl.
Uh-huh.
How many 80s and 90s movies are there with teenage boys where they're all gross and hitting and like just super thirsty for every girl they see? Literally all of them.
Oh, right.
Even like I watched The Sandlot recently, and like there's like that one girl in the Sandlot,
Oh my God, the lifeguard.
and they are like super thirsty
They're, like,
for her.
drooling over
Yes.
her,
Okay. So
yeah.
no one complained about that. So
Wendy Peppercorn.
right. So okay, and like the Wonder Years, and like there's a million. I imagine at some point in the Goonies, probably at some point in during
see where
It,
you're going with
Stand
this.
By. I'm like, how many 80s movies are there? Attack of the Nerds, although I guess they're in college or whatever. Revenge of the Nerds. Literally every 80s movie is just like a gross group of teenagers, boys, being thirsty for any girl they see. And now there's one movie where they have girls do that, and the internet loses its mind.
Girls can't like boys.
Can't like boys.
And it's
You're
not-
going to be a nun until you're 20.
And like, truly, she was just saying how cute they are.
Yeah, that's
and then
it.
she's like gonna be a woman now when she goes to this concert.
Yeah. And she drew some anime fan fiction,
Right.
which I guess in 2002 was weird, but now it's totally normal.
I will say the first time I watched it, I was like a little cringy, but because it's not talked about. But if I saw a boy sexualizing a girl as a teen, like, I don't think I would
It's
have batted
weird.
my eyes.
And as a
It's all-
parent, I'd be
yeah.
like, hey, like, it's cool that you like this guy. Weird that you made him a merman.
Right, but
But
it-
like, I would say that I'm not like, oh, now all of a sudden upset.
no.
Because like, oh, girls are attracted to boys sometimes.
Well, and
Oh,
also this can open up the door. Like watching things with your kids is also important because then you can talk about these things. Like
90 Day Fiancé.
watching this with right, exactly. Like watching this with your 13-year-old, you can be like, are there any boys that you like? Because
you
like
should watch this with your 13-year-old. Watch
us,
our podcast.
Our podcast.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because like now like you can ask these questions. You can say, hey, like, do you talk about periods in school? Like, what did you think this was? Did you think you turned into a giant red panda? Like,
Yes, that's exactly what I learned in school. I turned to a giant red panda.
that's what my health teacher said. What? I'm just a regular person that bleeds
if I
out?
was a health teacher, I would just show this and then take a nap in the back.
Right?
Like once you get to that part of the health, I don't know when it happens in health. Just go in the back, play turning red. Be like, I don't know, something like this.
Something like this. And then inside
Yeah,
out,
take a nap.
these are the thoughts you think.
I remember when we took health, they showed us the red balloon. Our health teacher in like 7th or
Our
8th
health
grade.
teacher did not show. Our French teacher showed us the red
No,
balloon.
I watched it in health, and I
Why?
have no idea why.
No way.
I have no idea why. It was 7th or 8th grade. It was health class. They showed us the red balloon. I have no idea. They didn't explain it, or if they did explain it, I forgot.
You're thinking of, there's no way you watched that in
I'm
health.
telling you, it was in a science class, which is where we used to have health. I'm telling you.
Red balloon is in a different language.
It's like 20 minutes. It's just like there's no dialogue.
I also watched the red balloon, but I
Right.
thought it was in a language class.
No, it's just some little kid chasing a balloon through a
Yeah.
city in like Berlin or something.
You guys tell us, what's the purpose of the red balloon? Because we're not watching it
I don't
again.
remember. Yeah, but like, okay, now watch show turning red. Go take a nap in the back, like the lady did.
Right. Put on your shades.
Put on your shades, take a nap. There you
Mm-hmm.
go. You're welcome, health teachers of the world. But yeah, I mean, I guess it is good. It's also good for like little kids because even though there's like obviously some like very thirsty things going on in this movie,
It's going to go over their heads.
for little kids, it's gonna go straight over there. They're not gonna know.
No, they're not going to know. And it's going to be more of what the movie is supposed to be. Like, whatever. Like, there's like, oh, maxi pads and, how
One of the best lines told by
scandalous.
what was the Japanese girl's name?
Abby.
Abby, when she asked their parents to go to the concert.
Yeah.
She's like, my mom wouldn't let me go. She said it's stripper music. I'm like, that's something my mom would say. That's like straight out of, yeah.
Well, and then something else. So talking about like the concert, right? So all these like 13-year-old girls want to go to a concert, and they're all like, all of their parents say no.
Only one of them doesn't.
No, she still says, like, I guess you can go, but you have to pay for it. That's a no.
For a 13-year-old, that's a no.
That's a no.
Yeah,
like,
'cause we don't-
I'll say that too. Oh, you want to get this? You got to pay for it. That's your way of saying not a chance. So, like, that was interesting to me because then they all got really mad at May's mom.
Yeah, that she did.
When every parent said no. I was like, why are you getting so mad at your own mom?
Because she's the bad guy.
I guess so, which, like, really hurt me.
I mean, she's not a villain. Then in the end, they end up getting, becoming even closer as mother and daughter.
They did, which is cute. So I'm just looking at my notes to see what I actually wanted to talk about.
Oh, and May keeps her panda powers. All the other people in her family. Oh, yeah. Then they show the grandma.
Would you relax? We're like getting
totally
there.
forgot.
I know we're getting there.
Okay.
I just want to talk about the things. Oh, she's a very cute red panda. And I also wanted to
I
say,
think she's that cute.
I think it's an adorable red panda. It also does like red panda behaviors, which is very
when she's
cool.
scared, she goes, eh.
Yeah. So when she's scared, she like gets her little red panda paws up. She like falls and like sits like a little red panda. Her like running and jumping is.
Why
like
do you know what red pandas are like, Tobes?
I used to work at a zoo, so at many zoos with red pandas.
Prospect Park Zoo had red pandas.
Prospect Park Zoo, and then I think we had red pandas at Franklin Park Zoo.
That should be our YouTube picture.
All right, I guess we'll take another one.
Do it again.
Just like an adorable red panda behavior, which is actually funny because it's a red panda behavior because we were talking about this with our niece, and she's like, "What's a red panda?" And
We're
so
like,
we showed her pictures.
Go to YouTube. We just have a red panda, and she just watched.
And she was actually super into the angry-looking red pandas.
She wanted me. Yeah, she wanted me to find like growling, angry red pandas.
She's like
only.
She's like, "What are grumpy ones?"
Yeah, she's like 2 years old. Already wants to see like the screaming, grumpy. Red panda.
So if you guys want to watch cute things, go watch red panda videos.
Type of fox, right? They're not actually a panda. Red pandas?
Raccoon, I think is
Type
what
of raccoon.
they're related to. They're not a type of raccoon.
I mean, I'm related to raccoons, Toby.
Right, but like they are more closely related to raccoons than pandas.
Cool.
I believe.
Can they have fur coats of them?
They do have fur, yes.
They have red panda fur coats?
Oh, what?
They have a red panda fur coat.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're like killed for their fur.
Oh my God.
They were endangered.
Toby.
They are endangered, I think.
I know you get a chinchilla fur coat, and you can get a tanuki fur coat, which is a raccoon dog.
I mean, like, look it up. Gino's looking it up. He's really interested in this. So other things that I noticed. Really cute. Oh, so here's my tie-in to Real Housewives. When May had to calm down, she like brushed her face with her brushes, and that reminded me of Sutton with her rollers on her face to calm her down, and I just wanted to like give her some rollers. It was what's wrong?
So if there are red panda fur coats, they're like not a thing you can just buy online.
Probably because they're like endangered and
I'll get a chinchilla fur coat.
Okay, great. I just want a chinchilla actually. So the whole thing, I like felt bad for May because she couldn't be honest with her mom. Like literally when she turned into a giant red panda, she couldn't tell her mom. She let her mom just believe it was her period. She like thought she could hide it, which stinks. And then all the way at the end, like after she got caught at her, so hang on, I'm rushing. The point is she couldn't be honest with her mom, and that made me sad.
Great take there.
Right. So anyway, she calms down, goes back to school. Friends want to raise money to go to the concert. They exploit the red panda, as Gino was saying. So
They like have people take pictures of it on their,
they
on
like
their Nokia
hustle.
flip phones.
Right. And so they're all taking pictures. They need $200 more.
$200 Canadian, which is basically Monopoly money, but whatever.
Which is what Gino kept saying. Yeah. And then this annoying kid, Tyler, super manipulative.
I just want to punch him in the face.
Yeah, that's what you.
Oh my God.
The whole time.
There's always been a Tyler at your school. Somewhere at your school.
There's just this one boy.
When you were growing up, there was a Tyler. There was like 6 Tylers in my grade. All of them needed to get punched.
Now, all of those Tylers, though, are probably like this one who ended up at the Four Town concert, loves boy bands. Like, there's got to be something super weird about him that they're compensating for, that they have to be mean to other people.
Oh, yeah, he becomes their friend in the end.
Right, because he's a Four Townie. So, like, he's compensating because he knows that he likes this thing that other people don't, that other people find weird.
Only the weird girls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why he's so mean. But anyway, he, like, brings them to... he tells her, I'll pay you $200, bring your panda to my birthday party. I want it to be a cool birthday party.
Yeah, the most unbelievable thing is no one rats them out.
The whole time,
The
like
whole
there's a
time.
giant red
He
panda.
threatens to rat them out.
Right, but maybe it's because it's 2002. Like, when did like YouTube become big?
No, this is before. Yeah, you really couldn't.
Right. So like, where were you sharing?
This wasn't ending up
on
online.
like a terrible picture. Like,
Right.
did camera phones
this
even
was
exist?
back. No, this was still in like either like broadband just came out or was still in the dial-up times. So it would take you like 6 weeks to download like one
Right. So
movie.
how are they telling
I
people?
remember it would literally take an entire day.
Right. Like when they
to
took
download
videos, they had like a
song.
camcorder that you held.
Yes.
So
Well, people still use camcorders.
nobody uses
We
camcorder.
might buy one for the podcast
That's right, a camcorder.
just because it's better for video.
Right. So for our videos, which will be so much better.
Mm.
So they go to the party the same night.
Her grandma.
Her grandma and aunts come because her Red Panda episode was televised. Grandma saw it in Florida. So she schlepped all the aunties.
And like the mom is just as nervous and like around like the grandma as like May is. Like you can see where the mom gets it from.
Right. The mom seemed more afraid of her mom than May feels
right.
afraid of her mom.
But like a lot of mother-daughter.
Yeah, there's like a lot of things that need healing in this family with their mother-daughter relationships.
I mean, like they all turn into literal monsters. So
They do. Just
I would say they're doing pretty well considering.
right. So they are going. Oh, one thing we didn't point out is that like in order to contain their red panda spirit, they have to a month later on the next red moon do a whole ritual in the spirit world, separate the red panda
And like lock it into some jewelry. or
right. So that's like what May's waiting for. And she's gonna go to this concert.
The concert's on. You find out
Yeah.
after the party that they go to that the concert is actually on the night of the red moon.
Right. So she is really conflicted because she wants to go to the concert, but she wants to contain her red panda. She doesn't want to let her family down because nobody has ever lived with also their red panda spirit.
Well, at least no one in like the modern world.
Right.
They say like when we were back in ancient times, it was a blessing.
Right.
Now living in Toronto,
Right. It's like tough because when your emotions get the best of you, you like turn into a red
blow
panda.
up Toronto.
Tough.
Literally, the mom like blows up Toronto. So
Right. So they so her aunties come, right? Then she goes to this party. While she's at the party, she finds out it's the same night, and she like has a meltdown because she's like, I don't know what to do. I'm so conflicted. And Tyler, the birthday boy, is like, get down here. Like, we want more panda rides, which is like a little weird that you guys are like riding somebody. Right. Well, so then, and I missed all of this. The first time around, I like slept through well, and then also.
oh, you were gone at this point. You were asleep.
Well, and then something else that happened that I missed was that her mom wanted to come to this. So she's been lying to her mom, saying that she's doing like mathletes after school when she's doing this Red Panda stuff. And mom's like, I'm gonna come. And so her mom.
I don't want you to.
Yes, I totally missed that the first time.
She finally stood up to her mom.
Right, she finally stood up to her mom, and then all the aunties come.
Yes.
And so like her mom is all like shook a little bit, and then then May's at this party upset because Tyler wants more panda rides, and she's like, I don't care, like you suck. And he's like, well, you're weird and your family's weird. And then she like loses her mind.
Beats up Tyler.
Yeah, Red Panda jumps off the roof, pins him down. No, I think he needed he needed a wake up call. Like you cannot talk to people that way.
Just like Chris Rock.
You needed a wake up call.
Toby condones violence. Everybody. I just want to say
That's not what I said.
You just said she beat up Tyler.
No, I said he needed
it.
He needed a wake up call. I didn't say
By
he
getting attacked by a monster.
Nobody deserves that. But like,
I'm ashamed of you, Toby.
I know. But listen, she does get punished. Well, then mom like realizes where she is because mom like goes into her room, sees the windows open, checks under the bed, finds all of the Red Panda stuff and like what they're trying to do, and so goes to Tyler's house. Now, Tyler's parents are really upset that like May pinned him down to the ground. Check your son. Like
he got attacked by a monster.
He was really rude.
Oh my God.
Really rude. Yeah, not great. But like, watch your mouth.
I was kidding when I said he needed to get punched. Not really punched.
Listen, okay, this is how I feel about instigators, okay? If you're going to instigate...
Oh my God.
No, because this is also brings back to Real Housewives of Potomac, where you have Candace, who uses her mouth for evil and just instigates, and then Monique, who lost her temper and like kind of attacked Candace. Okay, Monique got a lot of crap for that, which
For
of course
attacking somebody?
never put your hands on somebody, of course. Like, don't do that. On the other side, you cannot talk like this and like
Not
think
expect
nothing's
a
gonna
giant
happen.
monster to jump off your
Of
roof
course.
and beat you up.
If anybody can just like hear me out, you cannot instigate like that. You cannot talk to people like that and think nothing will ever happen to you. So like Tyler, you cannot keep talking nonsense and smack about somebody and just think you're gonna go on life being a rude kid.
I mean, he becomes like a boy band.
Right. Well, then, I mean,
Yeah.
like, it all turns out because he's a loser that loves.
My God. But like, can you tell how unlikable this character Tyler is?
Right.
Like, he's very unlikable.
I mean, like, obviously he's supposed to
Yeah.
be. But, like, also that tells how much the girls are nice because they just, like, bring him in. They're like, oh my God, you love Fort Towns too.
We
Like,
love
come
Fort
on
Town.
in.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the night of the ritual, right, they get May to go to the spirit world. They're all chanting. She goes there. She starts to separate from her red panda. They keep telling her the more you turn into your red panda, the harder it is to separate from it. And that's exactly what happens. She chooses to keep her red panda spirit.
And she flees to the concert.
And everyone's trying to get her to stop and like hold on to this like giant red panda. And as she like releases all of the aunties and she goes to the red panda concert, her mom's locket that
has the
contains
spirit.
her spirit breaks. And like the aunties and grandma are like saying to the mom, like, how could your daughter do this? And so the mom is taking it very personally, obviously, because her daughter is like deliberately disobeying her, like bringing in Lion King kind of stuff. Like, you deliberately disobeyed me.
And I got attacked by wildebeests.
Right. And now I'm dead kind of thing. So like, mom,
You deliberately disobeyed
me. Best line.
Yes.
Best line. So now she's like heading over and Mom Panda freaks out.
And she's a kaiju. She's a giant monster. Another like Japanese anime reference thing.
Right. A giant. And like earlier, Dad is like, Mom was a really big panda.
She's like, she's like, you didn't tell me she was big. She's like, I said he was big.
I said she was
I
big.
didn't know you meant this big.
Right, like
yeah, she's like
Godzilla big.
30 stories tall.
Yeah. She like, so May ends up going to the concert, has like, literally the concert hasn't started yet. And Mom is like, what?
Yeah. Where's
May?
my daughter? Yeah. She's the size of the arena.
I really like that when she like jumps into the arena, she's like, where are your parents? Put some clothes
Some
on.
clothes on. Again, I guess something my mom would have said too.
Right, like comical. So I'm like super into that. Like she like calls the boy band like a bunch of like delinquents.
Oh, glittery delinquents.
Yes.
I have to take that one.
So like good stuff.
Then all the family fights, because like obviously like May, okay, cool, May, you can keep your panda spirit. The mom is not. No, she can't.
Right,
Keep her
Mom
panda
can't keep her panda spirit because
spirit.
Mom's panda spirit.
It's an awesome scene.
Well, so they like quickly like Dad makes a big circle and all the aunties get around and start chanting.
They little jewelry.
Well, not yet because they're like May.
But you don't like recaps.
They're like, May, keep her busy. And she's like, got it. Because she's so mad at her mom for like ruining her life.
But
and,
she's like the size of her mom's like pinky. She's like very small.
Right. She's like super small. So she's like, she's like gyrate, like keeping her mom, like making her mom mad. Like,
by dancing.
Dancing. Like, Mom, you will want to see this. And the mom's like, what?
That's inappropriate.
Honestly, I really slept. I can't believe I slept through this because it was
So
very
the whole thing,
entertaining.
and like with all the loud speakers I have, you slept right through it.
And so eventually May like fights Mom because she's so mad, knocks her mom out. Mom falls out of the circle. That's when Grandma and all the aunties break their like pendants
trinkets.
or whatever that hold their spirit.
Awesome little superhero scene.
Adorable because they
Break
like
their things.
Right, like some's got a hair clip, a ring,
And they turn into their
earrings.
giant panda forms.
Yes, and they all pull
Very anime.
Mom into the circle, and they all go to the spirit world. And I think this is where I started getting emotional
Because it
because
was Avatar: The Last Airbender vibes.
because they go into this like peaceful place May is May again, and she comes upon
She's
this
the
girl
mom.
crying. Right, it's a mom crying, and she's like, "I hurt my mom." Like,
she saw like the mom as a kid, I guess.
yeah, mom is a kid, and she's like, "I hurt my mom," because she got into a big fight and like scars her
her
mom.
the grandma has like a big scar on her face.
Right.
Which, like, considering how big the mom gets when she turns into a panda, the fact that you just have a little scar on your face, you got off easy.
Right.
Like you're like you and everyone
your
else
face should have been ripped
isn't
off.
dead. Like everyone on Earth isn't dead. Like
Right.
you're fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's you did it. Like it's like achievement.
Right. And honestly, Ming, you should be happy that like you didn't destroy your mom's face.
Yeah, or like get nuked by like a military. So
Right.
like good job.
Right. Like that's red pant turning red too. Mom.
Nuke the mom.
Right. Like
Yeah.
Godzilla red panda.
Oh my god.
And so that was really sad because she's like, I never feel like I'm good enough. Like I'm just not and so May is like, don't worry, like it's okay. Like this feeling will pass or whatever. So like that made me emotional because I feel like a lot of people feel that way, right? That especially when they're young, like they make a mistake and they're like, ugh, I'm just not good enough. Like when will I ever be good enough or be what I'm supposed to be? So that part of the coming of age story is what people need to focus on, but it's all the way at the end. So I feel like people saw the period part.
You're
and they're
already
like,
tweeting. You're already mad about it.
Right, you're already mad, but like,
oh, they like boys in this. I hate
gross,
it.
she drew a merman. Right, like let's click off. So I feel like that's the thing that people need to be focusing on because like girls have that, like truly, like you're in middle school, right? And you like boys, but guess what? Those boys don't like you.
Because we're doofy and we don't.
Because exactly. But it's not they just have no idea what's happening. So like you have this
Good description of it.
right. So like you have these emotions where you're like, ugh, like when will I ever be good enough? And it's so sad that like that's what 13-year-old girls are thinking. Like that's what I thought. I was like, when will the boys that I like me? Like what's wrong with me?
Boys are like, I like Smash Bros. Let's play
Right?
some Smash Bros.
Well, even when I had a crush on Gino, he had like literally no idea. We
I
were
had
in
a
our
girlfriend.
20s. No, but like we were in our 20s.
I had a girlfriend, and then you moved to Boston.
I mean, right? We could rehash this, which
You
we
were-
do
yeah,
often.
what the-
I don't even think you had a girlfriend. It was like
I
when
had
we
a girlfriend, and then as soon as we broke up, you moved to Boston. Like within a month.
even when we did like improv or like we tried to do that stuff.
Like,
do you remember we
yeah,
watched-
But
do you remember-
you had a
but-
crush on me when you were like 20?
No, do you remember we watched Superman?
No.
It was at Corey's house. I'm just gonna say it.
Man of Steel?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
I
Well,
also don't like Man of Steel.
I was like trying to think if you had a girlfriend then.
Probably. I'm swimming in ladies.
Just 17 girlfriends. This guy. But so anyway.
But
that's-
yes, I'm historically clueless when. Yeah.
So like that, but that's how girls end up measuring themselves for how good they are, or like what their grades are, or stuff like that. So
It's too bad you can't tell anybody you like them. It's like a law, right? You can't.
well, it's
get
awkward because then you say
arrested.
I've literally told boys that I like them when I was younger, and they were just like,
Hey,
"I'll see you around."
See you at soccer practice.
Literally, I think my friend and I, again, my best friend, we like had crushes on boys, and I think we like made an agreement to like, this is a mistake, to like message on AIM the boys that we like. Okay, and I messaged the boy I liked.
And you're like, I like you.
Yeah, I was
And he
like,
said,
hey, I like you.
BRB.
He put it as a way message
If it was a
on.
way message on, yes.
Didn't even respond.
Yeah, oh my
I
God.
was like, oh,
and he
maybe-
put some sort of edgy song in the
right,
away
like,
message.
oh, he must have left his computer. So, or he went idle or something. Like, but like,
Someone called, I get disconnected.
right. So like, I mean, like, listen, like girls definitely tell boys they like them, but then this is the fear that like you tell them and there's no reciprocation. So like, that's what happened to me.
Man, this movie really hit you in the...
It did. Well, and I mean,
I'm
like,
shocked that you didn't like it the first time.
because
So it's good that you rewatched it.
It is good that I rewatched it because I had like a lot of feelings. So anyway, the part that actually made me cry was when, I think it was, they were like getting ready to, they were in the spirit world, I think, and they were like getting ready to walk and get rid of the, like separate from their red panda spirit. And the mom, Ming, is like really upset. And she hugs her mom and is like, Mom, I'm sorry. And grandma is like, you don't have to say sorry to me. Like, I'm your mother. And I started crying. Because I was like, this is really sweet.
I wish my daughter likes me this much.
I know. I hope I'm blessed with a daughter one day to like have a good relationship with her, or if I have sons, to smother them with my love.
Now, would you let if we had a daughter and she was 13, would you let them dye their hair red?
Yeah, my mom let me dye my hair. I was an
Did
actor
you?
though. We had to because I was told for my acting competition I had to dye
what
my hair.
color?
Like a redder color, like a redder.
Really?
Yeah.
That's effed up.
Oh, they told me a lot. Yeah.
It's good. Hollywood's weird, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that with our kids.
No, if they want to act, I'll say you're going to be a voice actor where nobody can see your face. You look like
Or
whatever you want.
You go on your own. You don't have to be a child actor. Just go to like go audition for Broadway when you're an adult. Like don't.
I mean, like I would say Broadway is probably tougher because there's like less
but like
roles.
less weird.
I don't know.
Like they're not going to tell a 13-year-old kid like, "Hey, go dye your hair red."
They definitely 100% would.
When you're an adult, go do it when you're an adult.
Whatever. If our child wants to become an actor, we're going to support them in whatever way they want and tell them they are perfect the way they are. Perfect. So I cried there, and then I cried again when Ming separates from her pandas on like the other side of the circle, and she's like, and like May is gonna keep her red panda spirit, but the mom is like, no, like come here, like you don't have to do this. And May's like, no, I do, like I'm connected with my red panda spirit, but I'm afraid that it's gonna separate us, like you and I, mom. And the mom is like, I'm afraid of that too, but like, listen, you do so much for so many people, and you are so hard on yourself. Like, I'm sorry if I taught you that. And that's also when I started crying, right? Because because parents don't recognize that like a lot of these are learned behaviors, and it's not a parent's fault. It's just like how things work. It's why we go to therapy now. Like I don't go to therapy, but like I imagine a lot of people go to therapy and they realize, oh God, like.
And this is coming from you had parents that were not that.
No, my parents.
Yeah.
My parents could care less what my grades were, and I did fine.
I had more of that growing up.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like literally, I'd be like.
And like we do it to our students.
Well, I mean, like I hope my teachers wanted me to get good grades. Right, but like my parents.
I guess you're right. Difference between teaching and your mom.
Right, because my parents were just like proud of me, and like let me do whatever I wanted. Essentially,
I would not have been able to have parents let me do whatever I wanted.
Right, but and that's like, so some kids need that like extra direction. May was not one of those kids because she was always so hard on herself anyway. But so that made me cry, and then like they have a good relationship at the end. And then like the other part that made me like really happy was that, right, so then at the end, right, they're all cool. They're doing like, May gets to go to karaoke with her friends.
Oh my God.
Right, because she doesn't just go home to the temple and clean. And also May's mom like invites her friends over for dinner. Like,
yes.
That's a step in the right direction.
Oh, the food in this, by the way, looks incredible.
So good.
Pixar, you need to remake Ratatouille with like current tech, because the food looks incredible in this movie.
Looked really good.
Yeah, way better than Ratatouille.
Right, which
for like the 2 seconds it's on screen.
And if you want another movie, if you want a movie that I did watch twice that I didn't like any better, it's Ratatouille.
You don't like Ratatouille?
No.
Of course you don't like Ratatouille. You don't like cooking.
But it's not even like
or
cooking.
Rats.
It wasn't It wasn't funny. This movie made me laugh.
They're not always supposed to be funny. Pixar movies aren't supposed to be funny. They're supposed to be entertaining. No, they're not. They happen to be funny.
No. They're supposed to be.
I don't think Toy Story 1 is particularly funny.
That's where you're wrong. Howdy. Not hilarious? That's what I was saying. Yeah. You're wrong. Yeah.
But they're not like going out of their way to be funny. They just like are funny.
Exactly. Ratatouille didn't even go out of its way to be funny.
It's funny.
No, it's not.
When the people see the rat? No, I like Ratatouille.
No, none of it's funny.
Is Monsters, Inc. funny?
Yes.
What part?
Oh
Everything
my God.
with Billy Crystal?
What?
Everything with Billy Crystal?
Everything with Billy Crystal.
Mike Wazowski.
The whole thing is, I'm trying to think of a particularly funny Billy Crystal thing, and I can't. But like, yeah, like what's her name? Starts with an R.
Boo.
No.
Oh,
the lady,
Roz.
Roz, right? Roz is funny. Billy Crystal literally tries to do stand-up. It's hilarious stuff.
Yeah, I guess. But again, I don't think Pixar movies go out of their way to be funny. Ratatouille's awesome. You're wrong. It's
Guys,
probably their worst.
You guys can why don't you guys comment on our Instagram post which which Pixar movie is your least favorite? Do you think is either your least
Cars
favorite or the
3,
least funny?
Cars 2 and 3
Cars
don't count.
is not in
Yeah,
this.
Cars doesn't count.
Don't even include Cars.
Cars 1 counts. Cars 1's good.
I remember nothing from Cars 1.
What?
Don't include Cars.
I haven't seen Cars 2 and 3, but I heard they're bad.
No, don't include Cars. Cars is not part of this.
Toy Story 4 isn't very funny. I actually don't remember what happens in Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4, you're right. It's probably my least favorite Toy Story.
Yeah.
But just like thinking of, but no, Ratatouille, I'm out. Because it should be funnier. They're French. They should be like super sarcastic and,
Oui.
right, like funny. No. Or like the rats should have been funnier. Ugh, they weren't even funny rat. I don't know. Sorry.
You're like, there's food in this. I don't like it.
That's not it.
I just want to see them eating it. I want to see them cooking it.
It just, listen, I like Patton Oswalt. And I think he's a funny dude.
Oh, yeah, he plays the rat.
He's literally
He plays
Remy. Yeah, and I love
little
Patton
chef.
Oswalt. And I think a lot of the stuff that he does is funny. He has a great monologue in Parks and Rec. Love him.
Which, like, eventually Disney's just going to do.
What,
The monologue he
Oh,
had
yeah,
where, like,
about Star
X-Men
Wars?
shows up and
Yeah.
Star Wars shows up.
You
and
guys should watch the uncut version that's on YouTube.
It's type in Patton Oswalt filibuster.
Oh,
Parks
God.
and Rec.
And
yeah,
he's just going.
Yeah, and like a lot of it's not that crazy by today's standards.
Right. So, listen, I think he's a funny guy. I think he has great timing. No, I'm out. Sorry. But I'm in on Turning Red, and I wore this bright lipstick in honor of
Turning Red.
Turning Red. It is not. It is more pink than red.
I wore my rosy cheeks and sunny personality for.
Yeah.
So thumbs up, Tobes?
I give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Go watch it.
Go watch it. I want to see. So I showed you the trailer 15 times today.
Oh God.
But as of recording today,
Yeah.
Disney/Square announced Kingdom Hearts 4, which I went. I mean, I would. If you want to see something that makes me cry, the mom as a big giant red panda.
Yeah.
Perfect boss fight for Kingdom Hearts.
That would be a
Pixar
good
movies
boss
are in
fight.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
So, I'm in. Bring the mom in. Turning Red World. Toronto.
Right. Turning Red World. Can we? I was also impressed at their like merchandise. Sorry, back to Turning Red. They like made red, like people were walking around with red panda tails.
Oh yeah, Disney. Start selling that stuff.
Yeah.
The panda tails.
The panda ears. What are you doing?
They had the
Kids wear
shirt that
cat
said
ears all the
it
time.
was like some sort of panda pun on like one of the, or like a red pun.
Yeah, like something with paws.
Yeah, sell it. I'll buy
Where
it.
is that? Me too. I
We've
would
got a
buy
friend
it.
that runs the number one fan's wife runs a Disney.
Here, you guys. All right, so follow us on Instagram, Talking Tech and Trash. Follow her on Instagram, Alexa. Find me Disney.
I'm not apologizing for you letting all your Alexas go off just now.
No.
We have home pods. We don't have a.
And I think it's an adorable Instagram handle. I wish my
Yes.
name was better with things.
But like, make the merch. I'll buy a shirt with the panda on it
Me too.
and a women's extra large
with a V-neck.
with a V-neck.
Yeah, he'll rock it. But yeah, no, I'm in. I'm not sure what we'll do for our next Talking Tech and Trash. Or sorry, what we're watching together.
Do
you have ideas?
More Moon Knights.
We haven't done Moon Knight yet.
We haven't talked about Moon Knight yet.
As like a this? No.
Yeah, I could have sworn we talked about Moon Knight. Okay, Moon Knight.
No, right. So we have Moon Knight. We let people vote. You guys actually voted for Turning Red.
This time, vote for Moon Knight.
And about 8 people voted. Thank you to the 8 of
making
you.
It's Mr. Beast and us. We're like he's number
Same.
1. We're number 2.
Yeah.
I saw his video take 19 million views.
That's us.
We're right there.
Right there.
We're right there.
Minus 19 million.
divided by a million. We're right there.
Right there.
So help us out. Support.
Yeah. Comment, subscribe, all the things. I swear.
And subscribe.
Yeah. We'll get a good closing at some point.
I still can't put up like ending screens yet.
Because we don't have enough
amount of
views?
Yeah.
So share our videos, share our
then
podcast.
I can put like a little thing
Listen, you guys, summertime, you watch out for the content. We're going to give you so much content.
We'll be working.
So like prepare. So share us so more people can enjoy our stuff. There's a reel right now on our Instagram of me cooking.
Like 30 million views or something like that? 30,000?
Minus 30,000 minus, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do quick math. Minus 26,000 is how many views right
4,000?
now? 4,000 views on this reel, you guys.
Which is a lot for
Us? I think so. And I think it's stupid.
Coming for you, Mr. Beast. We're coming.
Coming for you. All right. Well, that's it. I hope you liked us. Bye.